Hello. Many of you know already that I'm sort of a survivalist. I mean, I'm not hardcore, but I do believe in being prepared. Well, I live in Tornado Alley. That doesn't mean we have tornadoes around here all the time, but they do frequently happen. And the possibility that we may be stuck without access to certain things means that you have to be prepared. And they recommend that you are prepared for 72 hours. Well, this is one of my emergency food packs. Even without electricity, I can do this. I have charcoal on hand and lighter fluid to make a fire if need be. I have a couple of other arrangements I can make as far as having a cooking source. A campfire out back is good enough if need be. But I wanted to have a food supply laid in just in case something would happen and I could not get out to a store, or stores had been ransacked by people or something of that nature trying to get survival goods. Well, this is my pack. I put this together myself. I didn't spend a lot of money to do it. Much of the stuff came from Dollar Tree. That which didn't was picked up in my local grocery, Walmart, what have you. And there isn't that much money involved in it. And I've seen these kind of things sell for $40, $50 for a 3-day supply of food. Well, you can see how big this box is. It's not very large. It's, I would say, 6 inches deep and about it might be 12 by 12. Let me see if I have a ruler handy. No, I don't. I would say no more than about 12 inches. This appears to be 6 inches by 6 inches. So I would say that this is probably a 12 by 12 square by 6 inch deep box. I have a 3-day minimum, 3-day supply of food in here that requires minimal anything and will sustain you well for 3 days. I'm going to go ahead and cut it open, and we'll go through the contents here in just a few minutes, and we'll show you what's in here. Okay, you'll notice that I had it marked so that I could see it from the very front of the box that it expires March of 2017. Everything in here is good for up until at least that time. That is the earliest anything expires. Some things go beyond that, but that's the earliest anything will expire. And believe it or not, that is milk. And here is a list of what I have in the box. I don't know how well you can read that on camera. I'll go ahead and read it to you. 72-hour food ration for one person. Contents: 1 quart of milk. Sorry, I needed my glasses. Okay, 1 quart of milk with high pasteurization. There's no refrigeration needed until it's opened. Once it's opened, then it has to be refrigerated, or it has to be used, okay, right away, just like a regular kind of milk would be. If you can keep it below about 40 degrees, though, you're doing all right. So even in the wintertime, you might be able to set it outside and keep it cold. And that's the earliest item I have in here that needs replacement. And I made a note of that on here so that I would know when I replaced it that everything else I could go ahead and use up at my leisure and replace it as need be. Or build a new one, which I would just build a new one and go ahead and incorporate this back into my daily life. There is one metal coffee can, and that can be used for cooking if needed, or it can be used to collect water. There's a package of sweetener, Mrs. Dash spices, honey, salt, pepper, tea, coffee, drink mixes, candy, snacks, matches, a cigarette lighter, peanut butter, jelly, pudding cups, crackers, Ritz and saltines, cotton balls, hand sanitizer. Those can be used to help start a fire if need be. That goes along with the lighter and whatnot. And there's Ritz and saltine crackers, chow mein dinner, ramen soup mix, Pop-Tarts, a Spam single, a package of chunk light tuna, a box of macaroni and cheese mix, and 2 instant oatmeal with fruit packets. So you can see that this is pretty well covered here. I'm going to show you how everything fits in this box. Okay, here's some of what's in here. I have instant oatmeal. You add about half a cup of water or something like that to them. The instructions are right here on the package. And it produces a bowl of oatmeal. I keep that on hand. I do include cotton balls, which can be used as a fire starter, along with hand sanitizer, which is a good portion of it is alcohol. You put a little bit of this on the cotton ball and use it as tinder to start a fire. I include some extra baggies in case you have something that you want to store for a while that you have opened and you don't want to waste. Even if you can't eat it, you might be able to use it as bait or something like that if need be. Or to collect water in. We'll come back to this in just a minute here. I have ramen noodles. I have Spam singles. Now, that would make a good sandwich, but you can't really store bread for any length of time. So what I do have in here is crackers. You can eat Spam and crackers. It still provides you with a nutritious meal. I have tea. There's like 4 tea bags in here. That should keep you for a few days. A fork, just in case you need one. A package of tuna. Also, there are crackers included in here, and that will go along with your meal there. You can eat from that. I have peanut butter. I have a cigarette lighter. I have pudding. I have a box of macaroni and cheese. I have a carton of milk, a quart, 1 quart of 2% reduced fat milk, and this has been highly pasteurized, so it does not need refrigeration, and it will remain in your cupboard or wherever you've got it stored until this date, March of 2017. I hope you can see that there. So this is the first thing that will expire in this box. Everything else has a later date. So this box is good for 1 year. I have to make up a new one before the year is out. I also have these little Chinese chow mein dinners. Okay, add water. Okay, and if you add boiling water and let it set for a couple of minutes, you can make it without a microwave. Most people do it in a microwave, but if you're out camping, boil water and pour it in and let it set for a little bit, and it's still good to go. Okay, I have a coffee can. This can be used to catch water in, boil water in if necessary, and inside here we have some other goodies. I've got a box of Yoo-Hoo chocolate drink mix. I have some jelly. I have salt and pepper. I have Pop-Tarts. And I have matches. That all goes inside this coffee can, which, as I said, can be used to catch water in if necessary, boil water to purify it, to cook in. Now, mind you, when you're cooking something like the macaroni and cheese, you don't cook the whole box all at one time. You split the box down into a couple or 3 servings and use it accordingly. The reason being is because you probably wouldn't be able to eat the whole entire box all at one time. But you could eat a third of it and be filled. Well, then don't waste the rest of it. Keep it dry and boil it tomorrow. Now I have a packet here. Let me get this out of the way. That contains crackers. Alright, now this is a partially used container of Ritz crackers. It will probably last a year. It might, at the worst, get a little bit stale, but they're still edible. Here are saltine crackers, the same way. I have coffee. I have snack crackers, cheese peanut butter snack crackers. I have more coffee. Artificial sweetener. I don't use sugar, I use artificial sweetener. Salt and pepper, again, I have more salt and pepper. Mrs. Dash spicing. I have a chocolate bar. I have several packets of sweetener. I have several drink mixes. Lemonade, fruit punch. I can't even tell what that one is there. Well, let's see, that's Hawaiian Punch. That one's Weiler's Light. And that one's a Weiler's Light Lemonade, I guess. I think it's Cherryade or Raspberry or something like that. I have a couple of Snickers bars, the little small ones. I have pepper or salt, a little additional. I started with that, ended up with the straws, so I just added to it instead of taking it away. I've got a couple of now and laters and a package of honey. All that fits in this little 12 by 12 by 6 box and stores away, and it's good for a year. Now, I think you can probably imagine what it would be like living for 3 days with very limited resources, such as in a tornado or hurricane situation. I don't expect a zombie apocalypse, but I'm usually prepared for that too. However, this is something to put away as an emergency kit, just in case I would lose power. My milk in the refrigerator would go spoiled on me, that kind of thing. I couldn't depend on anything. Now bear in mind, in addition to this stuff, I also keep several gallons of water stored, okay, so that I have water on hand should water be shut off, which could happen for any reason. And it pays to be prepared. Well, I probably have at the most $15 invested in this package, at the very most. Much of the stuff came from Dollar Tree, and I got multiple uses out of some of it, such as the pudding. I got 4 for $1. The Yoo-Hoos, I think I got 3 for $1. The peanut butter, I forget how many I got for $1. Okay, the jelly are little containers I had that are watertight, and I filled them at home to match the peanut butter. Everything in here cost less than $1. This quart of milk is $1. It was the most expensive thing I believe that was here. The Chinese dinner cost $1. I got like 10 of those for $1. The ramen noodles. I think the tuna and the Spam cost a little over $1, something like that. But nothing here cost very much money, and you can see I've got an ample supply to last for at least 3 days, and probably then some. I like to be prepared. Just thought I'd share this with you. You can put together your own kit and save money, and put together foods that you like. If it's something that you figure you're going to want to live off of for a few days, you don't want to eat the same thing over and over again. That's why I like variety here. The Spam, okay, the tuna, the Chinese, you don't have to eat the same thing day in, day out. But put in what you like. Build your own box. Save money. But be prepared. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again in another video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.